In today's class, we will be discussing about the other operations like the homomorphism operation, and then the second one is a inverse homomorphism operation. Okay, in today's class, so these are the two operations we will be discussing: homomorphism and inverse homomorphism. Okay, so now if you look at this, it is very simple theorem. What this theorem says that, so don't worry about the theorem, I will explain this in a very simple manner, because once you look into this examples, once we practice these examples, so we can easily understand what this homomorphism theorem says. So it is very simple. uh, it's all about a substitution. It's all about substitution, something like, so let us observe that. So if we are having L like a regular language over some alphabet sigma, and H is a homomorphism function on some alphabet called sigma, then after applying the homomorphism function, that is H function, homomorphism function on this language L, whatever the result we are going to get, it is also be a regular language. So from this theorem, I hope you are not able to understand anything. So let's have a look at this example. Okay, so just observe this. So let us observe that H is a homomorphism function. H is a homomorphism function which is working on an alphabet called 0, 1, 2. It is the alphabet 0, 1, 2 on which this homomorphism function is working on. And A comma B is an input alphabet where our language will be comprising of. That is, when I talk about my language L, when I talk about my language L, this language will be consisting of all those strings which are comprising of either A or B or both A and B. Okay. And what about the homomorphism function? When I talk about this homomorphism function, this homomorphism function will be having the strings which are made up of these three symbols. What are those three symbols? 0, 1 and 2. Now, if you observe over here, so we have a problem statement like this. So suppose think that, so H is a homomorphism from the alphabet 0, 1, 2. In the sense, now the homomorphism function will be having an alphabet 0, 1, 2 to the alphabet A comma B. In the sense, so this is the alphabet with which our language L can be constructed. Now, the where the homomorphism function has been defined as something like this. What is that? H of 0 is equal to A. H of 0 is equal to A. That is, when we apply the homomorphism function on the input symbol 0, it results in a small a. Small a. Where this small a belongs to our language L. In the same manner, h of 1 is equal to AB, small ab, and h of 2 is equal to BA. H of 2 is equal to BA. Now the question is, now we need to find out what is this h of 0, 1, 2, 0. Now in the problem statement what he has given is, he has given individually something like 0 is the input symbol, 1 is also an input symbol, 2 is also input symbol of this homomorphism function. Okay. Now what we have to find out here, now we need to apply this homomorphism function not on the individual symbols like a 0, 1, 2. Now we need to apply it on the complete string, right? So why I'm calling it like a string? Because my string 0, 1, 2, 0 is consisting of a sequence of input symbols. Now we already discussed that when we have sequence of symbols, it will be considered like a string. Now what we need to write over here, now we need to find out what is the answer. That is, what is h of 0, 1, 2, 0. Now I already told you that this homomorphism is just a symbolic substitution. Homomorphism is nothing but just the symbolic substitution. What do you mean by symbolic substitution? So it can be written something like, so as we have h of 0, 1, 2, 0, it can be written something like h of 0 concatenated with h of 1 concatenated with h of 2 concatenated with h of 0. We can write like this. Now you know like what is h of 0 is. What is h of 0? The value of h of 0 is small a. Okay, concatenated with, then what is 1? What is the value of 1? We know that h of 1 is ab. H of 1 is ab. Okay, then we have 2. What is h of 2? The value of h of 2 is ba. And then what is next we have? We have again 0. What is the value of 0? Which is nothing but a. Understood? Now what we have done over here, just we have done the substitution of the symbols. That is, wherever we have a symbol called 0, so that symbol 0 will be substituted with its equivalent string belongs to the language L. Now once we do the substitution, so this is what the corresponding homomorphic string of this input string like 0, 1, 2, 0. Okay, now let's do the same for this one also, second one also. Let us do this for second one also. So what is our second string? The second string says that, so we are going to apply the homomorphic function on 21120. 21120. What is 2 here? We have 2, which is nothing but BA. 2 is BA. And then double 1. In the sense, first we need to apply for 1. What is 1? H of 1 we have, H of 1 is AB. Again we have 1, so AB. What is 2? We have BA. We have BA. And what is 0? The value of h of 0 is small a. The value of h of 0 is small a. Okay, so this is how we will find out the homomorphic function for a string called 21120. Okay, then now we try to find out for this one. What is this? Now we have a language called string we have called 0, 1, star 2. So we need to find out for this. We need to find out for this. So now we try to write out the answer for this. So what is the answer for this? Now we are going to apply the homomorphic function on this string. Now what is the answer we will be getting? What is 0 over here? What is h of 0? Small a. We have h of 0, small a. What is 1? We have small ab. We have small ab. Now if you observe, we have 1 star. We have 1 star. 1 star in the sense, now we are going to apply the closure operation for this string. What is 1 here? AB. Now we need to apply the closure for this AB whole star. Now it will become 1 star. Then what is 2? We have BA. What is 2? We have BA. Okay. So this is how we get the answer for the given string called 0, 1 star B, or the language 1 star B. Now we have one more language. What is the language we have? 0 or 1, 2. Because plus in the sense it's a union operation. Let's go ahead and we try to look into this. So now let us observe. Now we are going to apply the homomorphism function on this language. Now just we need to do the union. What is 0 here? 0 is small a. 0 is small a. Plus what is h of 1? H of 1 is AB, AB, and h of 2 is BA. H of 2 is BA. Okay. Now please observe. So this is what we mean by the homomorphism statement is. In the sense, now if you observe thoroughly, our homomorphic function will be working on some alphabet and our language will be working on some alphabet. Now using this homomorphism function, what we are trying to do is we are trying to do the mapping from this alphabet set to this alphabet set. That is the reason why in our problem statement also we are having two alphabets. One is the alphabet sigma, which is working on language L, and we have another alphabet sigma, which is working on this homomorphism function. So if you are not able to understand this, in order to avoid the confusion, I am going to call it like sigma 1. I call it like sigma 1 so that we can avoid the confusion. Okay. So now please observe. So from this you can easily understand that homomorphism is all about the substitution. It is all about substitution. Okay. Now let's go ahead and we'll discuss the second one. I hope it is clear for you. Okay. Now we go for the second one, which is the inverse homomorphism. Inverse homomorphism. Now it is also same like your homomorphism function, but we are trying to perform the reverse. Reverse in the sense, this time in the case of homomorphism, what we have done, we will be given the input in the form of zeros and ones, and we are going to generate the output in terms of alpha symbols which belongs to the language L. But in the case of inverse homomorphism, now you will be given input in the form of strings which belongs to the language L. Now we need to find out the corresponding string in terms of alphabet which belongs to the homomorphic string. Okay. Now if you observe thoroughly, don't go into the theorem, just you have a look at this. So first we look into the problem statement. Okay. So just have a look at this. So suppose H is the homomorphism function from the alphabet 0, 1, 2 to the alphabet A, comma B. In the sense, our homomorphism function works with strings consisting of input symbols 0, 1, 2, and we will be having one more alphabet which is A, comma B, where it is going to represent the strings belongs to our language L. Then it has given the homomorphic function like h of 0 is equal to A, and h of 1 is equal to B, and h of 2 is equal to AB. Now he has given some language called L. L is equal to AB, AB. Now what we need to do, we have to find out what is H inverse of L. What is H inverse of L? Okay. Now let's go ahead and we try to find out what is H inverse of L. How do we find out the H inverse of L? Okay, so what is this H inverse of L? So the H inverse of L is equal to H inverse of AB, AB. H inverse of AB, AB. Okay, so don't get panic. It's very simple topic. Don't get panic. Okay, H inverse of AB, AB. Now here what we have to do is, we need to find out all those possible combinations with 0, 1 and 2 which will result in a string called AB, AB. That is what we have to do. For example, let us observe that I have a string called AB, AB. Now what I need to check is it possible for me to construct this string AB, AB using 0, 1, 2 or not? Now just go ahead. Now first what I do, first I will check. Let us take small e. Now what we have, small e. What is this small a value is? Small a value is, it is has been mapped to 0. So hence I will take 0 for small a. Then do we have any value for small b? So this small b has been mapped to 1. So hence I am going to take it 1. Then what about this AB? Again a, small a is 0, small b is 1. Now can we construct a string using this 0, 1, 0, 1 combination or not? You can see here 0, 1, 0, 1 in the sense. So AB, AB. Now the required string AB, AB has been constructed using 0, 1, 0, 1 or not? Yes, this is one combination. Okay, now let's go ahead and we'll look into the other combinations also. Now I am going to take both AB, AB like pairs. Now I'm going to take two pairs AB, AB. Now you can see here. So we have AB value. What is this AB is? This AB has been mapped to 2. Now what I do? So one AB is 2. The other AB is also 2. Now you can see here. When we take this AB, when we concatenate the homomorphic value of this 2, now automatically it will produce the required string AB. Now you can check over here. H of 2 is AB. Now I am writing H of 2 for 2 times. Then when I write AB, H of 2 into H of 2, it will result in AB. Right. So that is the reason, right? So this is also going to be the correct answer for us. Now, do we have any other alternatives? Just to check. So can we take something like this? Now what I am doing, I am taking this AB like a pair. So I will write 2. I will write 2. Then I will write A as a 0, A as 0, B as a 1. I am going to write like this. Okay. Then I will take one more combination. First I will take A as 1, A as 0, B as 1, and AB as 2. Now you can see here. Now what has been happened over here? Now we are working with all the possible combinations of 0, 1 and 2 alphabet set. So using which this string can be constructed. You can take any one of these string which belongs to this one. If you take 0101, it will produce AB. If you take 22, it will produce AB. If you take 201, it will produce AB. If you take 012, again it will produce AB. Now any other combinations are there like which will produce this string AB again? Have a look at this. Any other combinations are there? If you take AB, BA, AB. Now if you have a look at this, I think these are the 4 combinations so which will result in our which will produce the given language called AB. Now if you observe, when I apply the homomorphism function for this, now have a look at this. When I apply H of H inverse of L, what it should produce? It should produce L. What is L? L is nothing but my language, AB. So please try to understand. You know that A inverse of A will be something like A only. Likewise here also. Now when I apply the homomorphic function on this inverse, so what it is going to produce? Now let's have a look at this. So now find out the answer. What is 0101 is? So you know like what is H of 0? H of 0 is A and H of 1 is B, A, B. Okay. 22 is AB. 201 is AB, B. 012 is AB. Now if you look into this, so this is going to be a set and the set will not consist of any duplicates. Now what is the answer we'll be getting? AB. So from this you can confirm that. So whatever the strings which we have identified, the set of strings which we have identified, so this is going to be our inverse homomorphic. Okay. So like this, what has been happened? So if you take this is the language, so the corresponding inverse homomorphic set will be this one. Okay. So like this, what we are going to do? We are going to find the inverse homomorphism. Okay. So this is one simple example, and let's go and we'll try to work it out on other examples also. Okay. Now let's take a second example. Let us take second example. So suppose we have the homomorphic function on 0, 1, 2 with alphabet set A, B. Now let us observe that we have H of 0 as A, H of 1 as AB, and H of 2 as a BA. Now what we need to find out? We need to find out H inverse of L for the string called, for the language called ABA. So for this, what we have to do now, we need to find out the answer. We need to find out the answer. Okay. So let us take this. Let us take this. So H inverse of not L. What is L now? ABA. Now we need to find out all the corresponding entries in terms of zeros and ones which will generate this language ABA. Now let's observe over here. I have a H of 0 as a and H of 1 as AB and H of 2 as a BA. Now can I divide something like this? So first can I write like AB first? If I write AB first I will get 1. Then if I write again AB, then again I will get 1. Then finally what will remain? A. So do we have any value associated with A? Yes, 0. 1, 1, 0. This is what the first string which has been generated. Then the second string which I am looking for is, so now if you observe over here, so now what I will do, I am going to take this entire string AB. So this AB will be resulting in 1. Then I will take A. I will take A. What is A? A will result in 0. A will result in 0. And then the next one we have will be BA. So what is BA we have? You can see here we have BA value 2. It will be 2. Okay. Now the third combination. See, like this what we have to do, we need to search for all the possible combinations so which will generate our required language. Now the third possible combinations which I am looking for is, so first small a I will take. Well, if I take small a, it will be 0. It will be 0. Then I will take BA. I will take BA. What is BA is 2. When I take BA, it will result in 2. And when I take another BA, again it will result in 2. Another BA, it will result in 2. Okay. Now just to search for any other possible combinations are there, like where it will result in A, BA, BA. Please search for other combinations A, BA. Please search. So far we have come across 3 combinations like 110, 102, 022. Any such combinations will get A, okay, BA has been done. AB, okay. AB, A, it has also been done. AB has also been done. Now please observe, I hope no other possible combinations we are going to get. Okay. So this is what our result is. Now what we do, just let's try to apply the homomorphic function for this. Okay. So here what we do, H of, we are going to find out H of H inverse of L. H of H inverse of L. Now just write down in terms of A's and B's now. What is the value of H of 1? H of 1 is AB. And again 1 is AB. And 0 is A. Okay. Then what is 102? 102 is again AB, A. And what is the 022? The value of 022 is ABA, BA. And finally, what it will result in? It will result in ABA, BA. Okay. Now we can see that. So this is going to be our inverse homomorphic value. Okay. Now let's go ahead and we'll try to write for the third one. For this one, we need to write for this one. Let's go and write. So the answer for this will be like this. So H inverse of A into BA whole star. Now what we have to do, we need to find out all those possible combinations. As we are getting clean closure here, so we have only one possibility. What is that? A will be written with 0. A will be written with 0. And what we have for BA? BA will be 2. BA will be 2. 2 star. 0, 2 star. Now when I try to do H of, when I try to do H of H inverse of H inverse of this one, H of H inverse of L. When we try to do this H of H inverse of L, it will result in, what is the thing it will result in? It will be something like, what is the 0? 0 will be small a and 2 will be BA whole star. Again we got our required language. Again we got our required language. Okay. So like this, what we do, so we are going to find out the inverse homomorphism value. Okay. So this is the inverse homomorphic value. Okay. So this is what the inverse homomorphic value. Right. Then let's go ahead one more example so that you can become familiar with this inverse homomorphism. Okay. So let's try to find out the answer. Okay. Let's take the answer for this. Let us write the answer for this. So what is our language is, we need to find out H inverse of see here we need to write for all these strings. We have so many strings available like AA, AABB, BAAB and ABA, BA. ABA, BA. So for this we need to write. So how we are going to write? First we are going to take one string at a time. What is double A? So double A will be 0. Double A will be 0. Straight away we can write. Double A will be 0. Then any other possible combinations are there? No. So that's the reason why double A will be 0. Then what about double A, double B? Can we write double A, double B like this is double A and this is double B? Can I write this double A, double B as 0, 1? Yes. And is it possible for us to use any other combinations? No. We don't have any other possible combinations. Just leave it. Then go for third one. What is the third one? BAAB. BAAB. Now if you observe over here, we have a small b, okay, and we have a double A over here. For this double A, we can replace with a small 0. Something like you have B, small 0, B. But what about this small b and small b? You can see here, if you look into this, we don't have any homomorphic value available for small b. But we have a homomorphic value available for a double B string, right? As we have two B's available, but these two B's are appearing individually, not like a sequence, not like a sequence. Understood? As they are not available in the sequence, now it is not possible for us to find out the inverse homomorphic value for this string. So hence we are not going to include in our inverse homomorphic value. Okay, then go for next one. You can see here we have strings something like which will be having double A and double B. But if you look into this string, AB, AB, A is there, but nowhere you are getting in terms of a combinations of a double A, double B kind of thing. But everything is available in terms of AB, AB, or you can also consider like a BA, BA kind of thing. but nowhere we will be having in terms of combinations like double A and double B, which is our requirement. So hence this string also cannot be applied or cannot be converted in terms of the alphabet called zeros and ones. So that is the reason why when I apply the inverse homomorphism on these strings, now this is what the inverse homomorphic value which I am going to get. Okay, now just apply the inverse, I mean homomorphism on this one. Homomorphism on this one. We try to apply. Okay, so let us make this black. Okay. Now, what is the answer we'll be getting? What is 0? 0 will be AA. And what is the 0, 1? It will be AA, BB. It will be AA and BB. Now, please observe, there is one very important point over here. Please observe. The point is something like this. You have initially started the string language which will be consisting of like this. But when we apply the inverse homomorphism function, now you got only two strings that belongs to your language. You can see here, this is your language L. Now you applied the inverse homomorphism on the language L. When we applied the inverse homomorphism on this language L, we are able to get only two strings. What are the two strings? AA and then double A, double B. Double A, double B. And these two strings, what happened to these two strings? So these are the two strings for which we are not able to apply the inverse homomorphism function. Now, as we are able to get only two strings. Now, from this, what I want to tell you is, when we apply the inverse homomorphism function on certain language L, it is possible that your result or your resulting language might be the subset of your original language. Okay, now if you observe over here, this double A and double B, these are the two strings which are going to be a subset of our given language L or not. Yes, now it is, as it is going to act like a subset. Now we can say that. So sometimes it is also possible that, so after applying the inverse homomorphism function, now it is going to result in some language which is going to be the subset of your original language. But in our earlier cases, you can see here, in these cases, whatever the examples what we have taken, so after applying the inverse homomorphism function, it is resulting in a language which is same as our original language. You can see here. So AB, and you can see here ABA is the result which we are going to get after applying the inverse homomorphism, and this is the language on which we applied the inverse homomorphism, right? And this is also ABA whole star, and where we have applied on ABA whole star. So in the sense, so it is possible that, so sometimes you may get the complete set as it is, or sometimes it is also possible that you may result in the subset also. Okay, so this is what we mean by the inverse homomorphism function is. Okay, I hope you people might have understood how we are applying the homomorphism and as well as the inverse homomorphism. It's very simple. In the case of homomorphism, we are just doing the substitution of the symbols with the corresponding strings. But whereas in the case of inverse homomorphism, we are searching for all the possible combinations which will generate our required language. And again, when we reapply the homomorphism function on the newly generated language, so sometimes it is possible that it will produce the same language, just the same as our original, or otherwise it is also possible that it may produce the subset also like this. It may produce the subset also. Okay, so this is what we mean by the inverse homomorphism is. And finally, the only thing which I need to explain over here is the closure operation. Let us go ahead and we try to discuss about this closure. And I think we already discussed about this closure operation when we are converting the regular expression to NFA epsilon finite automata. So the idea is very simple. Let us observe that I have a DFA like this. I have a DFA like this, which is going to recognize some language. So the language which this DFA or which this finite automata is recognizing is small a, okay, and this is the final state. This is the final state. Okay, now what I want to do is, so let us observe that this is the finite automata called R, which is accepting the only string called small a, only string called small a. Now what we have to find out here is we need to find out its a corresponding closure, clean closure, something like R star. So when we mean by R star is nothing but, what do you mean by R star here? What is R here? Small a whole star. Small a whole star. Okay. Now when we do small a whole star, you know like what is going to happen. So it will result in the least string called epsilon, and then you will be getting small a one time, and then two times repetition, and three times repetition, four times repetition, and so on. So it will be infinite. Okay. Now what we have to do is we need to prove that. So we already know what we already know. We know that this R is a regular language. It is already a regular language. But what we need to prove that if R is a regular language, then R star is also a regular language. In the sense, now we need to construct such a finite automata which will recognize A star also. Now for that, the idea is very simple. Now we are going to take the same finite automata which we constructed for this R itself. So same finite automata. Now this will be small a. This will be small a. Okay. Now as we want to find out the closure operation, that is the reason why we are going to introduce a new initial state, and as well as we are going to introduce a new final state like this. We are going to introduce a new initial state and new final state. So this is my new initial state. Okay, new initial state. Now you know like our R star is having at least epsilon. This epsilon has to be accepted. That is the reason why from this small initial state to this final state, from this initial state to this final state, we will be having the epsilon. We will be having the epsilon transitions. Okay. So now from this what happened? Now we have specified the transition for this epsilon input symbol. So with this what happens? The given finite automata will accept epsilon. Now what we have to do now? Now we need to make sure that small a should also be accepted. So in order to make the small a accepted, we already have a finite automata which is recognizing a. But now we need to specify the transitions from this initial state to this state, from this state to the final state. Now I am going to specify the epsilon transitions. So here specify the epsilon transitions. Specify the epsilon transitions. Now please observe, now we got two ways. Now we have two paths. So this is the first path and this is the second path. Second path to reach the final state. If you go through this first path, if you go through this path, then the input symbol which will be recognized will be epsilon. It will be recognized. If you go through this path, epsilon into A into epsilon, what it will result in? It will result in small a. In the sense, now this string small a is also accepted. Now we need to make sure that this double A, triple A, 4A's, 5A's, all these things needs to be accepted. Means some looping kind of thing should come into picture. So for that, now what I am doing, so here I have a transition for A. Now if I want to make this to happen to accept two A's in the sense, then again from here, from this state to this state, now I am going to specify again a epsilon transition. Now you can see here, now let's check whether it is going to accept a double A and a triple A or not. Now let us observe. So initially we'll start with the epsilon. Okay, so we'll write epsilon over here. Then we'll read a small a. Yes, we'll read a small a. Then again we go for epsilon, read epsilon, again read small a, again read small a, then go to final step by reading epsilon. Now you can see here epsilon into small a into epsilon into small a into epsilon, it will result in a into a, which is a square. Okay, now if you observe, if you do like this only, you will get a cube also, a power 4 also, a power 5 also. In the sense, now it is having the capability to accept all the strings so which comes in the powers of a. Okay, so this is how we are going to prove that if R is a regular language, then our R star in the sense after applying the closure operation or star operation, whatever the finite automata which will result in that finite automata is also going to be a regular. Now this is also going to be a regular finite automata. Understood? So this is how we are going to find out the closure operation. Okay, so that's it for today's class. Thank you very much.